Good morning. Let me turn you guys up.
Which one?
Both of them. Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. I hope you're ready to get this morning started. It has been a long weekend. My name is Jan Mitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I hope you guys had a great weekend. It's been a long weekend for us. We have done a lot of traveling. Can you write both of them down?
Can I get paper?
It has been a long weekend. We have been doing some traveling. It looks awful bright in here today.
Because I have this one.
Oh, you're so smart. So, good morning, everybody. I was in North Carolina. Always in North Carolina, but in my hometown this weekend, speaking at People's Temple with Bishop Eddie Johnson. Thank you guys so much for having me. I greatly appreciate it. We had a great turnout and we had a great time. And it was fun for everybody. Let me add my... Good morning, Minister Val. How are you? I'm repping my limestone today. We were Lynn, we have a football team, and our football team is about 3 years old now. And we were on TV over the weekend. We lost horribly bad yesterday, but at least limestone is on TV, so that's all that means. Good morning, Miss Margaret in the mornings.
Okay, all right.
Rosie wants to know, how does Miss Margaret know that she's sleeping every morning? You want to say something to Miss Margaret this morning?
Well, particularly this morning, I was actually not asleep. I had just jumped in the bed when you told her to wake me up.
She was asleep, Miss Margaret.
I was not sleeping.
And then when she heard you say, nudge her and wake up, she started giggling. She said, how does she know that? Because she knows children. She knows. That is for sure. All right, go ahead, Miss Lynn.
Well, y'all, good morning. It's Motivation Monday. Over here, over there, just about everywhere, right? I'm borrowing that from my friend, Miss Tamika, y'all. But my fearless morning quote for this morning, y'all, I was like, oh my goodness. So have you ever been criticized for anything that you do? Or sometimes when you start doing stuff, you feel like you're being criticized for everything that you do, right? And for me personally, this was something that I struggled with at one point in time until I said, you know what? Are they paying any bills over here at $39.60? No, they are not. So that opinion does not matter at this time. So guys, the quote this morning that I wanted to share with you is, there's only one way to avoid criticism. That's to do nothing, to say nothing, and to be nothing. That's by Aristotle. So if you don't want folks to say anything about you, if you don't want folks to talk about what it is that you're doing, do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. But I choose the exact opposite of that today. This is your empowerment for this Monday, this Motivation Monday, y'all. Get out there and do something, be something, say something, so that you can live life the way you want to live. If they're not paying any bills, if they're not signing your paycheck, if they're not helping you to get from point A to point B, they're not putting gas in your car, they're not going down to Publix and getting any grocery and put it in your refrigerator, then so what to them? All right, that's all I'm saying on that, y'all. If the only way to avoid criticism is to do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. All right, y'all, go out there and take care. Yes, yes, and yes, change the world. Okay, absolutely change the world. So guys, because I was so excited about that this morning, one of the books that I've read over and over, a couple of times. I won't say over and over and over, because it's not like the most exciting read in the world, but it is a great read, especially for those of you who, you like to continue to grow, you like to continue to improve yourself, because ultimately it's about self-improvement. This book is Strength Finders 2.0. And this is typically something a book that they give you. It also has an assessment so that you can actually identify your strengths. A lot of people tend to focus on their weaknesses, but what this book trains you to do differently is to actually focus on your strengths and build according to your strengths, as opposed to trying to build your weaknesses. A lot of people say, okay, I'm weak in this area, let me go get more education. Well, in Strength Finders 2.0, it takes a completely different spin on that, where you find your strengths and then go build upon your strengths. You can get other people who are in your weakness areas, right? So when you do this, absolutely create a better you. That's what we talk about at Demis Enterprise. Become the best you. Strength Finder 2.0 is a great opportunity to do that. If you are interested, I just happen to have 2 copies of this book. I'm keeping mine. Yes, I am. But today on this Motivation Monday, to help someone else out, I said, you know what? Let me give this second copy away so I could be a blessing to somebody else. So if you are interested in receiving a copy of Strength Finders 2.0 today from the Fearless Morning Show, go and send me a text at 470-236-8282. If you send a text there, tell me why this will be, why you need Strength Finders 2.0 in your life. Not a soliloquy. I don't want an essay. Just give me a little brief. It's in a text message, y'all. So you can't put but so much in a text. I know some of y'all try to write books in text. Some of my friends, y'all stop it. It's texting for a reason. All right, give me just a quick little short blurb as to why you want the Strength Finders 2.0. And I'll pick one person to send that to you. Margaret says she would love that on her birthday. All right, guys, we got somebody that's already interested. So make sure that you text me 470-236-8282. Tell me why you need Strength Finders 2.0 in your life, and I will send that to you on this Motivation Monday, just to help you to get to your next. I want to repeat that quote one more time from Aristotle. There's only one way to avoid criticism. That's do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. So I challenge you today to go against the grain, to do something completely different outside of the box and continue to be you, right? Be your best you is what we're talking about. Instead of just talking about living your best life, go ahead and live it for real. Don't just sing about it, be about it. All right, guys? So that's it for my financial quote. But for the financial thought today, because of that conversation around criticism and that thinking this morning, my topic this morning is, what do I need to let go of? And as you know, we joke about it all the time. One of my favorite songs being Frozen, let it go, let it go. I can't hold this anymore, let it go, right? Have a good day, Rosie. So what do you need to let go of, right? Thinking about for you, and what I need you to understand and grasp this concept. I have to leave before I finish, and you got to be okay with that. And you say, wait a minute, Lynn, huh? What you talking about, right? I have to leave before I finish, and you got to be okay with that, all right? So you got to be willing to play all out as far as getting what it is that you need, and know that it's going to be okay, all right? So raise your expectations. Start where you are, but you must raise your expectation of what it is that you want to achieve. See, you have to now take the time to reflect upon this, all right? What is it that you need to let go of, right? Oh, I see them coming in, y'all. I see them coming in. The text messages are popping in on my screen. It's blocking everything for me. So I see it with the hashtag Change the World. I see a couple of y'all coming in. That's good. But in looking at this, I wanted to talk about some different things that we can do when we talk about leaving a legacy, because I am Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yeah, I said it, America's #1. I wanted to give you some things to think about. What is it that you need to let go of? Whether it's in your finances and relationships, your health and wellness, whatever the case may be. But of course, I'm going to stick on these financial lines and help you to narrow your focus, right? Narrow your focus simply means what? Pick a lane. Stay in your lane. We hear that all the time, right? Stay in your lane. So what is it that you need to focus on at this time that's going to help you to get to your next? One of the things for me, I don't know everything about investing. I do know some things about investing, and I'm continuing to learn about investing, right? So I'm continuing to level up myself as I also share and teach others about doing this, right? And the reason I chose to do that, guys, is because that only makes me better at it, right? By me getting out here and teaching somebody else how to do it, guess what happens over here for me? I get better at it. The same thing happens for you in your life. When you become a parent, you get better at becoming a parent the longer you have your children and the more children you have, right? Think about it. With your first child, you did everything that you thought you needed to do to keep that first child safe. By the time the second one rolled through, you be like, he or she gonna be all right, right? You let some of that stuff go. I want you to take that same idea, that same concept today when it comes to your finances, your health, your relationships, whatever it may be. What are some of those things that you need to recognize? Hey, I gotta let this go. If I plan to leave a legacy for my family, I need to let this go. If I plan to have A, B, and C done by this time, I need to let this go. So, what are those things that you need to let go of? And one of the things that really and truly helped me, you guys know I teach about the 7 levels of investor all the time, the different types of investors out there that exist in this world. What you need to now do is go through and identify yourself within those 7 levels of investor, right? And so where are you in those 7 levels of investor, right? Are you the non-existent investor? That's okay. You have it made. The easy thing to do is to start because you have it, right? But what I would suggest or highly recommend is that you identify where it is that you are. Not only where it is that you are, but the second thing is, where would you like to be? See, this is how you start to focus in on things so that you can now stay in your lane. See, that's what's most important, guys. As you identify what it is that you need to let go of, let it go. See, I got to keep holding myself back because I just want to break out into the song. Just hold me. I got to stay in my lane. Let's stay in your lane, Lynn. All right, that's what I'm going to do. So the next thing, guys, what are you willing to commit to? There are a lot of things that we can say that we want to do. I want $1 million. I wanted to win that lottery last week for 1.6 billion. But guess what? You got to be in it to win it. I didn't even go over there and get a ticket, y'all. But I'm sitting over here, I'm fantasizing like the best of them, right? What I would do with $1.6 billion. Didn't get a ticket the first, right? Some things you got to let go. There's no way I was going to win that if I was not in it. There was no way anyone was going to win it if you were not in South Carolina, not in Centralville, South Carolina, at the store that actually sold a ticket. Let's just say that. But anyway, looking at this, guys, the next thing is, once you have this concept down, you've committed yourself to this idea that you want to make this change. How do you change? You have to work to achieve that next level. What's the level that you've identified in these 7 levels of investor? You work to get the education that you need so that you can now invest on a completely different level, right? And then for some of us, it may just be understanding, okay, wait a minute. I don't understand the basics of investing. The basics of investing start with the rule of 72. For those of you who are not aware, let me quickly recap the rule of 72 for you. Rule of 72 just basically tells you how long it is going to take for your money to double. All right. So if we have a CD that's going to pay us 7% interest, which is highly unlikely these days. The highest one that I've seen is 4%. So if we have a CD or certificate of deposit or some investment opportunity that's going to pay you 7%, it's going to take you roughly 10 years, 10 point something years, right? To get to 72. So 7 times 10, that's 70. Let's get a better number. Let's get 8%. Because we all know, for those of us who've been looking at the stock market or looking at your investment, if you've invested in the S&P 500, right? On average, the S&P 500 returns 8%. Okay? 8% interest. So it's going to take you 9 years. Say you had $100,000, you invested into the S&P 500, it returns 8% return. 9 years from that, you'll have $200,000. All right? That's just a rough estimate now, but that's typically what the rule of 72 tells you. 18%. There are some opportunities out there where you can invest at 18%. Guess what? At 18%, it only takes you 4 years to double your money. 18 times 4, that gives you your 72. You say, well, Lynn, where in the heck can I invest for 18% return? Guys, tax liens do it all day, but you got to understand how to get in it to win it, right? You got to be in it. You got to be there. You have to be involved. You have to get the education so that you know that these opportunities are available to you. And then at 36% interest, guys, 36% interest, you double your money in 2 years. 36 times 2 is 72. So that's the rule of 72, y'all. That's basically telling us what's the growth rate of our money. How long is it going to take us to double? So now you go back and think about your bank account. Think about the interest rate that your bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whomever you're with, what is the interest rate that they're paying you for putting money into that bank account? Chances are it's 1%. Guess how long it's going to take you to double your money at 1%? You guessed it, 72 years. I don't know about you, but I don't have 72 years to double my money. Good morning, Carl. Thank you for joining. So guys, make sure that as you're working along this trajectory, as you're getting the education, what are those things you need to let go of? So you got to let go of some stuff so you can put some new stuff in there. Let go of some of that chaos in your life so you can make time for the new stuff that needs to be in your life. See, you need to be looking at opportunities for reading, opportunities for, investing in yourself. But how are you going to do that if your time is filled with all of these other things, right? With all these other things that are happening in your life, how are you going to do it? You need to decide what it is that you need to let go of. Once you identify those things, let me keep going down. These are the questions you need to be asking yourself. The next thing, guys, this is very important, that you need to think through. And the challenge is a lot of times people don't think through what they say or do. And what you need to think through in this case is, what are the benefits and or the challenges of you doing this thing that you anticipate doing? How is it going to benefit you? How is it going to better you? What is going to be your ROI? What is the return that you plan to get out of this? And then what are the challenges you anticipate? What are the barriers? What are the potential roadblocks, right? What could potentially stop you from getting from point A to point B? You see, when we set ourselves up in this way, y'all, this helps us to better achieve because we're thinking we're being proactive as opposed to being reactive to a situation. Right? So when we set ourselves up in this way, we can now have a plan in place and say, hey, if this happens, I have a plan to address it. So this challenge no longer becomes a challenge for me because I have something in place where I can more quickly get around it or get over it, as opposed to just sitting in it and going through it. Right? I hope that made sense. It made perfect sense in my mind, but my thinking is not always your thinking, right? So if you have any questions, make sure you shoot those over to me. The last thing, guys, I want to say to you is once you go through this process of identifying what it is that you want to let go, identify 4 ways that you can begin. Whether it's the 4 things you're going to do to begin investing, 4 things you're going to do to begin to better this relationship, four or 5 things that you can do now to help you to increase cash flow, whatever it is that you're focusing on, right? Whatever it is that you've chosen to now focus on, you decide what are those 4 to 5 things I can do now. And the trick to this, guys, is to get some quick wins. What are some little small mini wins that you can get now that'll help propel you forward so that you can stay on the path and keep going to make it, right? To actually achieve the results that you want to achieve. Guys, I'm telling you, Strength Finders 2.0 is game changing. Once you get in there and identify what your strengths are, it will help you in identifying what it is you need to let go. That's all I'm saying. Don't forget, if you're interested in this book, I'll be giving this away. Like I said, I have 2 of these. I'm keeping my copy, but I will give away one of them. All right? Strength Finders 2.0, just text me 470-236-8282. I did see some texts coming in earlier during the broadcast. So if you guys continue to text in, for those of you who are interested, 470-236-8282. Tell me why Strength Finders 2.0 will be good for you in your life. No soliloquies, no essays, no books, no short stories. Just give me like a little quick paragraph. It is texting, y'all. All right. Just give me a little quick blurb really quickly, and I'll go through and choose one person, and I'll send that out to you so you can have that move to your next. And we'll have a conversation about it, because I want to talk with you about what were your takeaways and ahas after you finish, right, going through the assessments. And I want to know what your strengths are. Maybe an opportunity for us to partner too on some things, because I know my strength. I know competition is one of mine, okay? So I need to find some others who are not in that same space so that we can work and partner together as well, guys. I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yeah, I said it, America's #1. All right, Miss Co-host, over to you.
All right, guys, make sure that you text. You can get you a copy of the book if you are interested in reading it. The fearless thought for the day is actually a combination of 2. You see Miss Valerie's comment?
Yes, absolutely. Working on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. That's where a lot of people fall short. And it makes perfect sense, right? Now that you think about it, a lot of people say, oh, I'm weak in that area. Well, let me go get some more education. Let me go get some more. Let me go get some more. When in actuality, it should be, let me build upon my strengths. Find somebody that's over here strong in my weaknesses, right? In those weak areas. And then keep it moving. That's success, y'all. All right. Thank you, Miss Valerie, for sharing your comment as well.
That's right. Today's topic, I have 2 in 1. So, and they kind of go together. So it's Motivational Monday. So I have a question for you. Have you mastered the art of suffering? Have you mastered the art of complaining? There are some people that have their PhD in complaining and suffering. And it is because it ain't that they don't want to know anything else. It's because it's what's comfortable to them. And so they have mastered the art of suffering, and they've mastered the art of complaining, simply because, sometimes life hits you hard and you don't know the way to think positive. So then your brain adapts to what you continuously put in front of it. So it thinks that you only want to complain. Period. Right. How many people do you know have a PhD in suffering and complaining? And so here's the second thought. You may be
a pretty hard degree, a PhD.
Pretty hard degree. They got a pretty hard degree in suffering and complaining. And they are, when I tell you, they are masters at it. I know some folk that could set up colleges in how to complain and write the textbook on it and give you an appendix and everything. So here's the second part, guys. You are doing these things because you've not allowed your brain to entertain the possibilities of your greatness. That's the only reason why you are where you are. Let me read that again, because I wrote this down a couple of days ago and I meant to share it. You are where you are because you've not allowed your brain to entertain the possibility of your greatness. That's the only reason why you are where you are. Your brain wants you to be great. You were created to be great. The universe, God, whatever you attach to that, wants you to be great. You were never created to be less than. It's just that you never allowed your brain to look at the possibilities of your greatness. And it could be that as a child, you had all these hopes and dreams, and then as you got older, maybe your family and your friends and your family tradition and maybe your religion put a barrier up for you so that you don't see your greatness or you're taught not to focus on it. But here's the thing, as y'all know, I love Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee. I love Grant Cardone. I love all these gentlemen are so outspoken. But Gary Vee says 1 in 4.3 trillion. Out of 4.3 trillion options, you made it. You are here on earth. So how can you say you're not here to be great or to make a difference? Out of 4.3 trillion, you made it. You're here. Why not start living in your purpose? Why not start doing the things that you love? Why have a PhD in suffering and complaining, y'all, when you could be doing so much more? So today, challenge your brain to embrace the concept of your greatness. You were created to be great and nothing less than. And I think a lot of times we talk out of both sides of our neck. We say we want to be great. I'm great and my father's great and we're children of the most high king. And then we go, soon as our mouth closed, we talking out the other side, complaining and suffering. Ain't God good? Lord, I don't know how I'm pay these bills. And here's my thing. Can I get on this soapbox? If Jesus, no, I can't. Never mind. I'm gonna keep that to myself. How about that?
Well, you put it out there now. You might as well go ahead and finish.
Nah, I'm just saying, don't you want some new miracles from Jesus? And here's the thing, miracles happen every day. It's just that you're blind to them because you're so busy complaining. Jesus, he already told you that every day he's going to supply you with everything you need every day. He already told you that. So we can, you ain't really got to ask for that because he got that part covered. Don't you want a new? Here's my thing. If I'm still excited over the last thing Jesus did 35 years ago in my life, did I stop believing in him 35 years ago to continue to do new things? Am I not believing him to continue to grow me, my family, or my business? Or am I still holding on to the last thing Jesus did for me? Lord, you made a way 50 years ago when I left my husband. And don't you want something different? Don't you want something new? Because here's my thing. We limit ourselves completely in our thinking. Period. If you don't want anything else extra, then you're not going to get anything extra. If you're not believing for anything more, you're not going to get anything more. If you only believe for God to pay your bills, give you food to eat, wake you up in the morning, some people, that's all they want. I want a little bit more. And surely the goodness, out of 1 in 4.3 trillion, and I made it, JoJo made it, and she's here, I want a little bit something different. And then if my father is great and I'm made in his image and this is his kingdom and we're his kids and he gave us dominion over this earth, why not take advantage of what you've been given? Some of us are simply not taking advantage of our God-given rights and our God-given talents because we have mastered the art of suffering and of complaining. So today, guys, give yourself the opportunity to think about your greatness. If you could be greater, and here's the thing, people say, I'm not smart, I could never do that. No, boo, you can do whatever. You're no smarter than anybody else, period. You're just as smart as anybody. You can do whatever you want to do than anybody else in this world wants to do, but you have to be willing to do the work that they are willing to do. So today, allow your brain to entertain your greatness that is inside of you today. Today, let go of your PhD. What did you call it, Lynn?
It's a pretty hard degree, a petty something
it's a
degree. We can come up with all kinds of little.
let go of your PhD and suffering and complaining. Let it go. I see Minister Valerie be on it. I don't even gotta ask her. She know where my mind going. You my best friend, Minister Valerie. You don't even know it. We best friends. That's right. You got to, and you got to know. And if you read the Bible, and this is my last, we are God girls. So if you read your Bible, the Bible sets you up for success. It is a roadmap for success in every way, from your finances to relationships to whatever. If you think you are not made to succeed, you can't possibly read the Bible and think that you're not made to succeed. Period. So make sure today, guys, that you question, are you mastering the art of suffering? Are you mastering the art of complaining? How much of that do you do in a day? How much complaining do you do? How much suffering? And a lot of us have got so accustomed to suffering that once we start to make a little bit, then we become surviving, and we get so accustomed to surviving that, our bills are barely paid and we got a little money in our pocket, and we become comfortable because now we're not suffering, we're surviving, and we think surviving is success when surviving is not success. And here you just have to be mindful of where your thoughts are at all times. So you have not allowed your brain to entertain the possibilities of your greatness. That is the only reason why you are where you are. I want you to be great. The good Lord wants you to be great. We live, and if you can't, I just don't I have a hard time understanding the concept of people that want less. And I think that's just my own personal conviction. And I had a conversation with somebody about that this weekend, how I can't be mad at people who that's all they want in life. And I used to get so angry at them, like, why wouldn't you want more? And sometimes that is someone's plight in life. So I don't want to get angry, I don't want to get upset. I just want to encourage you that there is more out there, that you are great, and that you've just got to open up your mind to the possibilities of your greatness. You're so busy shutting yourself down, you never giving yourself a chance.
Okay.
So all right, guys, please don't master the art of surviving. Please do not master the art of complaining. Let's do something different on this Motivational Monday, guys, and think about that for today. Anything else, Lynn, before we close out the show?
All I gotta say is come through NC, North Carolina. I keep seeing y'all come in. I saw a couple in South Carolina, but I think I saw more in North Carolina text messages come in. So guys, if you're interested in Strength Finders 2.0, I saw those 704s and the 980?
919.
Okay. And I think I saw a 980. I don't know what that's
910.
Okay. All right. Strength Finders 2.0. Don't forget 470-236-8282. Guys, if you're interested, send me a little message about why you need this one in your life, and I'll get that out. I'll choose one person to send it out. I only have 2 copies. I'm keeping my copy, but I'm willing to give this one to the person who says, hey, Lynn, I definitely need Strength Finders 2.0 in my life. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the Fearless Morning Show. We know your time is your most precious commodity. You can't get these minutes back, but you decided to spend them with us. We appreciate you for that. Go over and check out my website as well, guys. There's some free resources over there at demonsenterprise.com. That's Demons, no demons here, y'all. DEMMONS, demonsenterprise.com. All right, back to you, Miss Co-host.
Give them that number one more time, Lynn, so they know to text.
Yes, guys, text me 470-236-8282.
All right, guys, make sure you get you a copy of that book. And today, please be mindful of your thoughts and think, have you mastered the art of suffering? Have you mastered the art of complaining? And if you have, please, let's do something different about that. And you are where you are because you have not allowed your brain to entertain the possibility of your greatness. You are great. If nobody has told you that ever in life, please allow me. It's my pleasure to be the first to tell you, you are great. You are amazing. You are beyond your wildest dreams. You're far smarter and far stronger than you could ever imagine. So go be great today. All right, guys, please make sure you share the video with your family members, your friends, anybody you know who needs to live past crazy. If they do not have Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel. So make sure, and I loaded all of last week's videos already, so you can go over there and binge watch the shows, and they are by topic. So you can pick you a topic and share it with anybody you like, boo. So I
So we're
hope you,
at 205?
yes,
205?
more. Yeah, I think so. If we include this, today, 206. I'll do official count again later on today. So please make sure that you go over and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you just share it with, with someone who needs it. We're coming up on the end of Domestic Violence Month. Please make sure you donate to your local shelter. All those toiletries that you have around the house that you're not going to use ever in life, all the hotel toiletries that you have, a gazillion of them, all those old purses that you're not going to use, fill them up and hand them out to a woman or a child in need, or donate those clothes to a local shelter. And your undergarments, brand new, would be nice. It's already humbling enough to ask for
Brand
those
new
things.
only, please. Brand new only. Don't give
Hey,
anybody any used underwear. That's all I'm saying, y'all.
folk
You
do
wouldn't
it.
want
Folk
it.
do it. They
That's
sure
all.
do it. So make
Don't
sure
do
that
it.
you give. Don't do it. Please make sure you give to your local shelter, and help somebody in need. Was there something else? I think that's everything that I need. Make sure you sign up for the Be Fearless mailing list. It's bafearless.com, so you can stay up to date with everything that we are doing. And I think that's it for today, guys. We will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning at 7:15. Have a good one.
Signing off.